Coach, Tim Hardaway was huge for you guys tonight, obviously, but he had a career high in not only makes but attempts, 16 for 20, and afterwards when I asked him about it, he told me he needs to get back into the gym to make sure he hits those other 4. What do you love about having a guy like that lead this team?
I think no one expected it. I think people kind of capped him off as who he was, and I don't believe in that, and I really challenged him to step up for this team and be a good teammate, a good leader. A guy who competes on the defensive end, and when he needs to, will it to victory, and when it's there, help his teammates get open shots. And he's really, trying to do that. And I'm really proud of the way he's approaching it.
Taking it back to the third quarter, though, that was really the difference maker tonight. What did you see shift, especially when you got what you got from Hardaway and Cantor as well?
We started getting the loose balls. I thought the first half they burned us on maybe 8 or 9 loose balls. We didn't get to 50-50 balls, and so that was a real focus at halftime. And then ball movement. And I think, going back to it, I would think that third quarter's got to be one of our best ball movement quarters of the year. And so somehow we got to figure out how to bottle that up.
You've talked about how when you've been in these tight game situations that you haven't necessarily always loved the execution. What was the difference tonight? How would you evaluate the execution you got?
We were better out of timeout for sure. I thought the fourth quarter we got a little bit stagnant there, but once we kind of got a hold of ourselves, we started doing a better job of getting the shots we wanted.
How tough a call is it where you have to not play Trey Burke and you have the other 2 point guards going well?
To not play any of them. It's a tough call for me if it was any of them. But Trey knows he's in my holster, so I won't hesitate to use Trey. I trust Trey. Trey's always ready to go, and I believe in his abilities.
How do you like just the way Moody is doing some stuff and Frank
a lot of good stuff for us, and Frank is being Frank. I thought he did a heck of a job setting the tone defensively today. He got his 3-ball going in again, which I was really happy to see. But we didn't want him to wallow in that. We was pumping him up to keep shooting it. The team was pumping him up to keep shooting it. And I think Moody just gives us a nice change of pace. And when his 3 is going in, that's really a plus. And we haven't seen the results of it, but he's really putting a lot of time on his shot and getting it to a place where he can knock it down.
When you allow 50 points in pain, is that a concern? Does that go out the window when you win the game?
It's always a concern. It's always a concern, but trust me, when you win, you just celebrate the win for a minute, and tomorrow I'll make them miserable with the film. But we taking wins any way we can get them, and we're going to enjoy every single one of them when we get it.
Is that just rust for Knox? Just rust for Knox?
Yeah, the kid hasn't played. He still hasn't practiced. And I told you guys that was my big thing with him. I still want him to practice, but the doctors cleared him to play, and this is really his practice right now. Getting out there and in competition and hitting, but I liked all of his shots. They were all down and in, and it's just a matter of time before it clicks for him.
The first half when you guys hold Trey Young scoreless. How much of that is Frank and defense, and how much is?
Well, it was 2 guys. It was Frank and Ennis. I really was happy with the way Ennis sat down and slid his feet tonight. He really has taken it to heart, the challenges that I've put in front of him defensively, and he's really trying to improve in those areas. And tonight he showed a big improvement.